Good morning, friends. Today is Saturday, and everybody, I hope, is having a nice lockdown period. Now, lots of people have asked me about my views on the sebi short selling circular. In my opinion, even being the critic I am, sebi is not only one of India's finest regulators, but I would think SEBI is very close to the SEC in the US. Obviously, SEC has more resources, more people, it is dealing with a much larger industry, but you know, within limits, SEBI does a very fine job and it does not come under silly public pressure. It understands the market and takes policy decisions which are in the longer term interest of the market. Now let's talk about what they have done. In the cash segment, they have increased the margins by 40%. In the cash segment, I don't think there was a large amount of shorting because you can't carry the cash segment. But these days, what's happening is that the short seller has become powerful because the buyers are moving aside, because there is no equilibrium between the buyers and sellers. So SEBI has imposed a cost for people who want to do intraday style selling on cash stocks. On F&O stocks, they have increased the interval at which the market can fall beyond a 10% circuit. I think that is also a fair thing. See, lots of stocks are falling 30, 35, 40%, and the selling is irrational sometimes, but often it is because there are very few buyers. So, okay, some sort of cost is now imposed even on the uh, F&O stocks in terms of you have a 15-minute cool off period beyond a 10% fall. Plus, margins have gone up on F&O stocks, and 20% will become 40%, etc. So again, it's a cost which is going up on short selling. Short selling is not being banned. Now on index derivatives, it is my sense that up to 500 crores the individual can go short, which means the average, you know, large trader can do his 5 to 6,000 shares of index futures or calls or puts. Where they have restricted is the FPI, the DII. They can short to the extent of their portfolios, and then beyond that they have to pay extra margins for further shorting. Now, to think that FIIs cannot pay two times the margin is a rather foolish thought. they have huge portfolios. They can easily sell against those portfolios. They have very large amount of money. I have a very nice example. If Jeff Bezos wants to buy a Rolls Royce, and Rolls Royce people tell him that, sir, 6 crores is not the price now. Now the price is 12 crores. Will it bother him greatly? If he wants to buy, will he not buy? So again, it's not something that can really stop somebody from shorting if he really has conviction to go short. So again, it is not banning of shorts. Okay. So that way, nothing much changes for 90% of the participants. Yes, 10% of the participants will pay a higher cost, and the irrational type of sell off driven by circuit filters and uh, blue chips falling 30%, etc. The other day we saw even Bajaj Finance fall 30%. That process has been made more expensive and uh, kind of delayed, where the market gets a cool off phase, and it's not like blue chip stocks can go on falling 30-40% without any gap, without any breaks. All very reasonable suggestions. I think a lot of people do not understand that most of this is price discovery. The underlying economic environment which is changing is getting priced in. So markets are falling because of that. Markets are falling because there are no buyers. The buyers want price to come off before they buy. The sellers believe today's price is not right in terms of uh, the upcoming economic condition. Yesterday, Dow Jones fell 900 points. So, tomorrow you want short selling to get banned even there. So, if every market is getting hurt, if every market is going through a fear factor, on Monday itself you will see a 500 point downside on Nifty. SEBI has been very intelligent in terms of not hastening the process. SEBI knows very well that if they try to stop short selling, the market will fall harder. You will fall 15% in one day because nobody wants to buy in any case. And if the short seller is not there, you do not have the cushion also. It's nice that SEBI has not listened to this, close down the market chant, because by closing down, you will get nowhere. Maharashtra government has shown great amount of foresight by not closing financial markets, because the kind of dislocation you will have when you open them, you may not be ready to pay that price. Okay. So I think people who wanted these bans are going to be sorely disappointed. And for once, I am very happy that SEBI has taken very intelligent measures where it has not disturbed the structure of the market. Yes, it has imposed some costs, and those costs are going to improve the efficacy and safety of markets so that there are no settlement issues. That should be it for the SEBI video. 90%, 95% of what I said, I think is correct, uh, and is supported by, veterans of the industry like Nitin Kamath, etc. But be careful on Monday and see if there are any surprises, because the first surprise is going to be the markets falling 500 points. So that way, I don't think life of a retail short seller or a retail trader should change a whole lot, and that is what you should be bothered. The market will find the correct price, period. You can stop it, you can stand in front of it, you can close the market, you can ban short selling. A believer in markets will never get into this nonsense. And the staff that SEBI has is one of the finest. My gratitude to them, because they really could have done a lot of damage. But this is what, Twitter audience does not matter. And SEBI as a regulator is not pressurized by any sort of, these campaigners who think they are over smart because they have certain platforms to talk from. Take care, trade well, and please consult your financial advisor.